1-2. I be that man they call Timbaland. On these funky beats right here, you hearing? Now, how many people wanna learn this method that I have with these beats? Now.
YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, it's your boy, Mr.2000's. What up, man? It's been a long ass time since I've done one of these. Well, not that long. Well, January, but yeah, a little 6 months. But anyway, what happens when you have the most potential team of superstars under your belt? I'm talking about separate multi-platinum superstars, separate single solo artists, separate producers, all within your grasp, and then you get on a power trip and you fuck it up. Basically, you're Devontae Swing, idiot, and you get Timbaland and Magoo's "Welcome to Our World" album. This album basically epitomizes the reason why when you have people who are down for you, you do right by them. No matter what, you don't clown them because you might get that Temptations scene when they were singing "My Girl," and you know all the people that did them dirty was watching on TV, and they was like, "Dang," you know what I'm saying? Watching these cats all smooth. Anyway, basically, "Welcome to Our World." I have to be careful how I say that. Spot is basically Timbaland and Magoo. Timothy Mosley and Melvin Barcliff, originally from Norfolk, Virginia. Dual, they met it when they was teenagers, basically. You know, they started messing with Devontae Swing Mile Records back in the day. If you don't remember Swing Mile Records, they had a group called Sister, which had Missy Elliott in it. Missy Elliott, as you all know, is like the greatest female rapper, one of the greatest rappers, period, ever. You know, staying true to the whole essence of hip-hop or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? They released several albums together, but "Welcome to Our World" was the one that really changed the game. When I say changed the game, I mean this album shut shit down. For one, you got Genuine, Aaliyah, Playaz, who else was on that album? Timbaland was doing production, Static was doing production. You know, and it was just several VA artists that were unknown then, like Skillz, that was involved in writing. You know, the album itself was ahead of its time. You know what I'm saying? It pretty much set the trend for the Virginia sound. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know that Timbaland and Pharrell Williams were pretty much a group. They ran a group basically together. They ran VA sound when they were in high school, you know, so I didn't know Pharrell was that old, but yeah. It all started basically, like I said, in Norfolk, Virginia. Timbaland and Magoo met each other. Certain other parts of Virginia, you know, Missy was there, and you had all these people come together. Missy Elliott actually kind of got it started. She went to Jodeci Devontae Swing. Sung for her and her homegirl, sung for him. He signed him immediately, you know what I'm saying? But Missy knew Timbaland. So Missy went back and was like, hey, you know, I got my man Tim, you know, DJ Timmy Tim, that was his name. You know, we gotta put him on too. He makes some, you know, the illest beats, blah, blah, blah. They bring Tim in. Tim brings Magoo in. Next you know, Genuine comes in. Next you know that there's Playaz, there's Nicki, there's all these other cats that basically had that whole basement sound. That's what they were called, the basement. That craft this whole sound. I mean, you got Timbaland working on Jodeci's second album. A lot of people didn't know that. He was ghost producing. You know what I'm saying? You got Timbaland working with Sister. You know, and just several other different projects that probably never saw the light of day. And what ended up happening, Devontae Swing kept him high, kept him drunk, feeding them ramen noodles and having them looking at the bigger picture, even though there was no bigger picture. So what ends up happening is when you get the dominant people in the group that's leaving, first Missy left. And honestly, you know, without a doubt, Timbaland's probably the most successful out of all of them, but Missy is second. And so if Missy leaves, you know Tim's gone. Tim's gone, you know Magoo's gone. Magoo's gone, you know Genuine's gone, and so on and so on and so on and so on. So next thing you know, Devontae swinging somewhere smoking crack in North Carolina. That's neither here nor there. Now, fast forward a little bit towards the future, 1997-ish. Aaliyah, One in a Millions dropped. Missy Elliott didn't drop Super Duper Fly. Genuine didn't drop The Bachelor. You know what I'm saying? They done the Nutty Professor soundtrack. I mean, there's so much stuff that these cats done done. Missy Elliott was featured on everybody's single that year. I mean, you really couldn't, you just couldn't hide from Missy Elliott. And all of a sudden, Timbaland and Magoo drop album. This album basically, from the way Tim made it sound, it was supposed to be Magoo's solo effort, but it wasn't. This was basically, Magoo probably rapped on 65% of the album, maybe 70%. But other than that, it was Timbaland, or they had somebody just singing a song, or, you know, just, you know, other artists that really didn't have no names. So then the album basically it did okay. It wasn't a platinum success. It should have been. Well, actually, I'll take that back. It was a platinum album. It was certified platinum. Released October 28th, 1997. And like I said, that set the trend, because suddenly now Timbaland's working with Jay-Z. Suddenly he's working with Snoop Dogg. Suddenly he's working with Madonna. You know what I'm saying? He's working with all these artists all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? All based on this one album. The album that could have been the damn Basement album. Devontae, you stupid son of a bitch. Sorry. That's how I feel. Hey, you know, I'm Mr.2000's, I said what I want. But this album, if you haven't heard this album, I would pay full price for this album. I have it on my computer, so I don't have to buy it, because I already have it. But if I had to get this album, I would pay full price, because I already know what I'm getting. This album, from front to back, there is not a whack song on this album. From the intro all the way to the remix of Jumps Da Boogie at the end. This album basically shuts it down. Now, let's talk about some of the songs in the joint. If I had to pick a weak song on the album, it would probably be Deep in Your Memory. As a matter of fact, let's just talk about the weak points of the album. The only weak points is that you can tell a lot of the songs were just, okay, we're in the studio, we got some weed, we got some drink, we got some Popeye's chicken, let's just make some shit. Ooh, Tim made the beat. He did? Let me hear the beat. Oh, that beat is dope. Alright, I got a rap. What's the rap? Who, what, whenever. Any puzzle, I'll put it together. Bet. Cool, we got it. Put that on there. So they didn't really, I don't think there was nobody really to sit down and say, yeah, that sucked. Why don't you get somebody else to rap on it or rewrite it? But it went with the flow of the album, because this wasn't like a bunch of lyricists on the album. You know what I'm saying? The only real lyricists on the album was Magoo and Missy. And, you know, we already know Missy Elliott. You know what I'm saying? So Missy, I think she wasn't even on the album that much. She was, I think 3 to 4 songs, I think. But anyway, Shanta was on the album too. She did Love to Love You, the remix. But, so, Deep in Your Memory was weak. I'd say the Clock Strikes first version was kind of garbage. What else? Love to Love You, the first version. Well, yeah, the first version wasn't that great, because they actually, if you look on the way the album was laid out, they had Love to Love You, the remix, then they had the regular version. They had a lot of remixes on that album, you know what I'm saying? I think they would make the song, and then Timbaland had the beat and be like, hey, we can make a better version, but, you know, I want to keep the original version. So, you know, that was kind of garbage. So, but basically any song on the album that had a part 1, the part 2 was better than the part 1, with the exception of Jumps Da Boogie. I didn't like the remix of Jumps Da Boogie. It was cool, but it wasn't Jumps Da Boogie. Jumps Da Boogie has Aaliyah in it, and, you know, I want to hear Aaliyah sing, I want to hear Missy sing, I want to hear, you know, yeah. But anyway, strong points in the album. Strong points. I take it back. You know what? The Clock Strikes part 1 was pretty dope. Love to Love You was a strong single. Jumps Da Boogie, of course, is strong. One song on the album, though, I want to talk about is called Joy. This is basically Genuine and Playaz coming together. Magoo and Timbaland, they just said we're going to chill out, and basically Genuine and Playaz pretty much handled the whole song. And they did a fabulous job, homie. I'm not even gonna front. That's like one of the joints, you know, you listen to it and you're like, damn, why didn't nobody tell me about the song? Why wasn't this a single? I don't know if they ran out of money, I don't know what happened, but that should have been a single because that shit went hard. Genuine started the song out, you know what I'm saying? Then Player came in, Static did his rap, and the beat was cool, wasn't too much Timbaland, you know, that boom, 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 cat. It wasn't too much of that, it was just enough to give it that R&B flow that you wanted to hear in the 90s, you know what I'm saying? Go pick that shit up. Please go pick up Welcome to Our World, man. Timbaland and Magoo. It's on Amazon.com. I'll put the link in below. Definitely, if you can get it new, show them support. If you get it used, but you're probably going to get it used, hey, that's what it is, you know what I'm saying? But definitely a very good album to have. I don't have anything bad to say about it. That album, it gets a 10. It's a 10. You know what I'm saying? Which is the least I can say about the other projects, because they did kind of fall off after that. But hey, like I said, a lot of things happen with the newer products, like, you know what I'm saying, Indecent Proposal, Under Construction Part 2, I mean. A lot of politics, you know, people can't come on your albums as much. And, you know, Timbaland kind of did his own thing, because if you think about it, and this is just business, people don't understand this about the music industry. If, you know, I got a team of people, if I got my crew with me, and I can get more money without them, it's nothing personal, you know what I'm saying? But of course you're going to want to go solo. And Timbaland, you know, he dropped his solo project, you know what I'm saying, did well. He dropped another one, did extremely well, and, you know, did another one. So he's going to go, I mean, someone like Timbaland is definitely going to shine. As for Magoo, I don't know where Magoo is, you know what I'm saying? I see him every now and then. I think the last time I saw him, he was on the Timbaland Behind the Music. So, you know, but that's the thing to hear nor there. Hope, you know, I know he's still doing music, he just doesn't really care too much about the politics of music, which I can understand. So, it's just, and Magoo actually has a pretty good track record. You know, he guest appeared on Josie, What About Us, Swing Mob Mix, Genuine's G-Thing, Missy Elliott, Beat Me 911. I love that song. He was on the remix of Beat Me 911. Here We Come, if you remember that from Timbaland's solo album. What You Talking About on Timbaland's solo album. He was on Playaz Intro, Derby City, they put him on the interludes on Playaz album. I didn't even know that. I always skip the damn interludes. But anyway, he was on the Black Russians joint. He did a song in 2007 with Timbaland called Board Meeting. Magoo's actually been doing pretty good. And his latest stuff this year, he did a song called Warp with Missy Elliott. So look out for that. You know what I'm saying? I actually didn't know that, so I'm actually going to go look that song up. But like I said, man, well-rounded album, Timbaland and Magoo, Welcome to Our World. You know what I'm saying? An album that changed my life. I'm not even going to lie to you. Changed my life. Not for the lyrical content, but for the creativity of it. So definitely go pick it up. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy, Mr.2000. Holla at your dude. You know what I'm saying? www.themad.com. Holla at your dude. Let's get it in. Peace.